Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Virtual College Exploration for all Illinois students, sponsored by the Illinois Association for College Admission Counseling, powered by StriveScan. Thank you all for joining us. If you have a question, please use the Q&A button to type your questions to the presenters at any time. Your camera and your microphone are off, you're muted, we can't see you, the panelists can't see or hear you, there's no chat function. So please communicate with your presenters with the Q&A. They would be happy to answer your questions. Sign up for more sessions. This is one of, at last count, nearly 400 sessions as part of this program. You can sign up for more sessions at www.iacac.org. A recording of this session and all sessions are also available at that same website. Without further ado, I will stop sharing my screen and introduce our presenters for the session, The College Experience in Southeast Michigan.
Well, hello everyone. So I'm John Waldo from Kettering University, and we also have Eastern Michigan University and Oakland University. We would love to share a short little video about why you should consider coming to college in Michigan.
City by city, campus by campus, your college search begins to blur. But there is a place where every university is different, where your passion fuels your education, and where your experiences will define your future. We call it the Mitten, because our Lower Peninsula is shaped like one. So take a look just a little ways north. Explore what we have to offer. Discover why attending college in the state of Michigan may be the best decision you'll ever make. Distinct universities, endless possibilities. Let the Mitten shape your tomorrows.
So we're going to start off with Eastern Michigan University.
Hi everyone, my name's Tracy. I'm Senior Admissions Advisor here at Eastern Michigan University. My heart loves this state. Every time I hear that music, Pure Michigan, I get really excited about it. And I'm excited to share some of that with you today. My contact information is down here in the bottom of the screen right here, so you can kind of take a screenshot of that if you'd like. It will be on the last slide as well. So as we get started, Eastern Michigan University is located obviously in Southeast Michigan, which is what our presentation is showing you today. We're in a city called Ypsilanti. So we are about 3.5–4 hours from the greater Chicago area, straight out 94. And we're located right next door to Ann Arbor, Michigan. So if you've heard of Ann Arbor, we're right next door. We're about 45 minutes away from Detroit. So way on the east side. We have about 800 acres of campus. Our campus is situated in the center of the city. So you don't have to take a bus or drive to class. You can walk from corner to corner pretty quickly. We are a mid-major college. We have about 17,000 students total on campus. That is inclusive of our undergraduate, master's, and doctoral program students. And even with that number of students, we do have about a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio. We cap 88% of our classes at 30 or less students. We're super diverse. We have 83 countries represented on campus in all 50 states. With that being said, we have over 200 majors for students to explore and study, and we have over 220 clubs and organizations. So there's plenty of stuff to do on campus. And at the end of this, you'll see that 89% of recent grads are employed within 6 months. So you can be sure that when you graduate, you will be looking at employment within 6 months in your field. Here's a list of a lot of the programs that we offer. In the lower right-hand corner, we'll give you a link to our full list. We have 5 main colleges, plus our honors college. We have our College of Arts and Sciences, College of Business, College of Health and Human Services, College of Engineering and Technology, and our College of Education. We also offer pre-professional programs for those of you that are interested in becoming a doctor or a lawyer. We know that there are cohorts of classes that students are going to need to be able to apply to those programs. So we make sure we get those for you in a 4-year degree and then assist you in applying to med school or law school or wherever it is that your journey is going to take you. On the next slide here, Campus life, as I mentioned, we are a Division I institution. We have Division I sports. We also have a full plethora of support services for our students. So listed here on the slide is our Holman Success Center, which includes our study tables, our tutoring, our success coaching. We have our University and Career Advising and Development Center, or UACDC. So if you come in, you're undecided, not sure what you want to study, we have people there that will help you. If you are decided and then you change your mind, this is where you'll go, and they'll be able to help you figure out your next steps, what classes you need, what to do with your next steps to get into the degree or the program that you're looking for. We have resume workshops and mock interviews for students. When they're preparing to leave college to try to, enter the workforce, we want to make sure that we give you as much support as possible. Our Diversity and Community Involvement Center, our DCI, has our Center of Race and Ethnicity, our Women's Resource Center, our LGBT Resource Center, and our Vision Center, which is for all of our volunteering community service opportunities. If you want to get involved, like I mentioned earlier, over 220 club and intramural sports. We have just completely remodeled our recreational center where all of our weight rooms and our fitness facilities are located, as well as our Olympic-sized swimming pool. About 20% of our population is Greek, so fraternities or sororities, those are available to you if that's something you're interested in. And then we have our music, theater, and dance performance programs, which if you want to be involved in those, you don't have to be studying them to partake. If you want to be, if you want to pursue a biology degree and you want to be in the marching band, you can do that. You just have to audition. And then we also have the different clubs for, student government, academic clubs. We have everything from squirrel watching club and Oreo eating club. There's all sorts of different things to do on campus. Again, you can be as involved as you want to be. That comes our, as well as our varsity sports. They are all free to students to attend if they wish. We have football, basketball, gymnastics, soccer. There's all sorts of things to do on our campus. Tuition and scholarships, which isn't always the most fun thing to talk about, but it is important. We are a credit-based institution. We have no out-of-state tuition. So y'all are in Illinois, coming from out of state, you will pay the same rate that a Michigan resident will pay. Average tuition down in the bottom right-hand corner is about 11.3. That's based on 13 credit hours a semester. If you take more than that, that number will go up a little bit. Our room and board, so your residence hall fees and your dining fees are going to be in that 10.4 number for a total of $21,800, somewhere between 21 and 23. Scholarships are going to help you pay for that, right? So on the left side of the screen, you're going to see our Emerald Scholarship, which is a merit-based scholarship. So GPA only, that's from $1,000 to $7,500 annually, as long as you maintain a 2.75 or better. When you apply, we look at your GPA and we consider you for that scholarship immediately. We have our forward graduation scholarship. So if you have a 3.0 or better, this is a 4-year scholarship. You would pay for your first 2 years tuition. We would pay for your second 2 years tuition. You'd be required to live on campus all 4 years, and you would be responsible for room and board. Then is our Education First Opportunity Scholarship. This one is important because it goes hand in hand with filling out that thing you've heard of so much this month already, the FAFSA, the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. If you have a 3.0 or better and you are eligible for a Pell Grant, which you will find out when you do the FAFSA, this would be a full tuition scholarship, okay? So deadline for this is December 1st. We're at like October 14th. So you got about 45 days to apply and then see if that's gonna be eligible to you based on your Pell Grant. Finally, our presidential scholarship competition. This is a full tuition, full room and board competition. There's an essay component as well as an interview component. This is the only one you still need an SAT score for or an ACT score for. You must have a 3.5 GPA and either a 25 or higher and a 1200 or higher on your SAT or ACT. You would turn in all of your materials by January 4th, and then we would send you an essay topic. You would write your essay, and then from there we would narrow it down to anywhere around 75 applicants for an on-campus interview. Don't know that we'll be on campus this year, but we are hopeful. So with that, we would narrow it down from there after the interview to between 15 and 20 full ride scholarships. The deadline for that are down there at the bottom. You can register without an SAT score if you haven't taken it yet. Just want to make sure you get it to us by January 4th. Finally, what's next? I know that's a lot of information in a short amount of time. I want to talk real briefly about our admissions policies. We have gone test optional this year. If you have a 2.5 or higher GPA, you will be eligible for our test optional policy. That means you just need to fill out our application, which is free. If there's juniors on this call, seniors on this call, you can go ahead and scan your phone on that QR code or head to emich.edu/kit. It will take my seniors to a free application. Juniors, it'll put you on our KIT card, so our Keep in Touch card, which will get you in our system and start getting you information about school and about this next year. You can reach out to me via text or office line or email. The text line is, somebody will answer, myself or somebody else will be on that text message. We have virtual visit options and on-campus options now. You're welcome to check them out at emich.edu/visit. And they are first come, first serve. They are small, but we are offering on-campus opportunities to come visit our campus if you wish and if you're comfortable. And if you're not, we have online tour options as well. So great thing to check out. Try to get some better feel about campus and what we have to offer. Finally, if you're on this call and you're just getting more information, you're say, Tracy, I've already been admitted. Check out our emich.edu/admit. That's going to tell you all of your next steps being an admitted student at Eastern. With that, again, if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat box, or I'm sorry, in the question and answer box. I'll be happy to answer them while my other colleagues here are presenting. So, that was a lot of info.
So as I said earlier, my name is John Waldo, and I'm an admissions counselor here at Kettering University. We are located in Flint, Michigan. So point of reference, so we're probably the most northern school of the three schools that are represented here. We're the home of where General Motors was born, and we are also home to the Crim Festival of Races, Back to the Bricks car show, the nationally recognized Flint Farmers Market. It's a great little city. So unlike the other two universities on this call, we're really narrowed down into the number of majors that we offer. We only offer 14 majors, and pretty much everything that we do is STEM related. So other than our management program or business management program, everything is STEM. Our roots are in the auto industry, and we were actually General Motors' private educational institution until the 90s. And then they got out of higher education, and then we became Kettering University. And so you see those 14 majors. If you're interested in pretty much any kind of engineering, if you're interested in applied sciences, computer science, computer engineering, or if you're interested in pre-med, we have programs specific for you. And the thing that makes us unique about Kettering is the co-op experience, which we'll talk about in a minute. So we are a smaller university. We're a smaller private university. We've got about 2,300 students total. About 500 of those are grad students. Our average class size is just 20 students. So our largest class is 62, average lab is 13. The nature of everything that we do here is very much hands-on. And so we intentionally keep our class sizes small for that purpose. You will get to know your faculty really well because we don't have teaching assistants or grad assistants who are teaching in the classroom. About 90% of our faculty have their PhD. So you're going to be learning directly from the experts, and you're not going to be in a large lecture hall with 300, 400 other students. So here's a little bit about our learning environment.
I knew coming to Kettering, I would get to go right into working on engineering, to learning that skill set and those tools that I need to thrive in my career path.
What I'm working on at work, I'll come back to school and work on.
Oops. Don't do that, John.
Same thing.
I'm trying to create more real-world classroom and laboratory experiences for the students on the way through.
This is my 4th year here now, and it's already changed so much while I've been here. There's been multiple different renovations, additions, so all the D spaces, the library's been renovated.
With the Mobility Research Center and then also the First Robotics Community Center, it gives me that sneak peek into what I will actually be working with down the line.
My favorite place to study is the D space.
I'm in one of the D spaces basically every single weekday. There was an old abandoned room that became a study space. Now it's got TVs on the walls for collaborative lab work and whiteboards everywhere.
We've been able to create places where you can move from the classroom into the lab, back and forth.
We have our T space, which stands for Think, Tinker, and Thrive. People can go in there, you can work on any projects you want. There's 3D printers in there, laser cutters.
Kettering Bill is really you're already prepared for whatever's about to come at you.
I feel like Kettering has provided a place for me to really thrive as myself. It's not the school you left it as.
You definitely want to come back because this school is not nearly the same as what you saw before.
So that's a little bit about our learning environment. The thing that's really our secret sauce here at Kettering is our cooperative education program. At a lot of universities, you may have an opportunity to do an internship, and it may or may not be required. It may or may not be paid, and you probably have to get it entirely on your own. At Kettering, we build it right into the DNA of everything that we do here. So you will earn up to 2.5 years of professional experience putting your major actually into practice. So our academic terms are shorter than other colleges. It's a full semester, but it's compressed down into 11 weeks. And so basically you can start school in July, October, January, or April, and every 3 months you are either in school or you're out in your paid professional co-op experience in your major. You'll be assigned a co-op manager who will help you in the job search process. We've got over 400 co-op employers that we work with around the country. We do have a lot of employers that are in Illinois, and you'll earn between $45,000 to $70,000 over the course of your 4.5 years as a student here. If you transfer in, then it would just be, depending on how many credits you transfer in and how many terms that you would need to do. You're required to do at least 5 terms, but many students do 7 to 9. And usually what happens is students get offered a full-time job by their co-op employer before they even graduate. So here's an example of just some of the 400 employers. So those are probably pretty recognizable names that you've seen. Again, there's a lot of auto industry, but we're not just automotive anymore. So we've got students in all kinds of industries. One of the things about students who pursue pre-med here is they actually get into medical school at twice the rate of the national average just because of the co-op program, because they get all those clinical hours where they're actually in an environment, in a clinical environment. So we've been ranked nationally #1 by the Wall Street Journal because of our model. And Kettering graduates' average salaries are $85,000. So you really get a return on investment from your education. And we actually are ranked #1 in the Midwest for return on investment. Right now, outside my window, there's steel going up in our new Learning Commons that should be completed in about 1.5 years. We're really excited about this building. This is going to have all kinds of collaborative spaces, a new library, a new food court, an auditorium. So it's going to be a great place. It's going to become really the new centerpiece of campus. So in terms of admissions requirements, it's free to apply, whether you use our application or the Common App. So we are on the Common App, or you can just go to kettering.edu/apply. We are looking for students who have strong math and science backgrounds. We are also test optional. But just to give you an idea, the average GPA of last year's students was about a 3.69. For those of you that are able to take the ACT or SAT, you don't have to submit scores for that. It's not going to hurt you if you don't submit them, or if you submit scores and they're not great scores. Just to give you an idea of the kind of students that come here though, average ACT last year was about a 27, and the average SAT was about a 1279. But again, you don't have to submit scores, and that's even for merit scholarship. So our merit scholarships are based strictly on your high school GPA coming in right now. If you're looking to transfer at some point, we're looking for at least 24 college credits with strong math and science and at least a 3.0 college GPA. So we would love to have you visit campus. We do have modified campus visits available. We've got all kinds of virtual events that are available as well, going on all the time. We have a virtual tour, and you can get to all of that from kettering.edu/visit. You can take a picture of that QR code there if you want, or just go to kettering.edu/visit. So just a couple other things to let you know about. So campus life, we do have a dorm. We've got Greek life. We have a very active Greek life. About 40% of our students are involved in Greek life. As a freshman, you would be required to live in the dorm your first 2 academic terms. We've got all kinds of sports and clubs. Because of our strange academic schedule, we don't compete in anything in terms of the traditional sports, but we have all kinds of clubs and organizations you can get involved with. We've got, you know, intramurals and everything from soccer to volleyball to basketball to one of the favorites on campus is inner tube water polo. So our campus, even though we're 100 years old as an institution, we have state-of-the-art lab facilities. Everything's up to date. I've had lots of students that comment about how impressed they are with our facilities. And one of the things that's really cool about us is that at some of those really, really large Big Ten universities, you know, they may tout how much research space they have and all that, but what they may not tell you is that you don't get to access some of that space until you're a graduate student. Well, at Kettering, you can start doing research and you have access to those labs as soon as you get here. So we've got a mobility research center, which is a test track for autonomous vehicle design. We are involved in Auto Drive Challenge. And if you're involved in robotics in high school, you will definitely like Kettering because about 30% of our students were involved in robotics in high school. If you like to take things apart, put them back together and invent stuff with the leftover parts, you would definitely fit in well here. So you can also apply, like I said, for free. You can go to kettering.edu/apply and that QR code there. And we would love to have you, you know, see your application. We would love to talk with you, just like all the other schools. If you want to have a one-on-one conversation with us, feel free to contact us, and we'd be happy to set that up. Now on to Oakland University.
Thank you, John. Hello, everyone. My name is Drew. I am an admissions advisor with Oakland University. I'm happy to be presenting to everyone today and hopefully can give you some information, a little bit of insight about who we are and what we're all about. So there is going to be a QR code that can be scanned if you are interested in receiving more information from OU. We will have that available. You can scan that with your smartphone, and that will take you directly to a information form that you can fill out to get some more stuff from us. But moving into a little bit of a snapshot about who we are, we're located over in Rochester, Michigan, which is in the same general area as the other two schools here tonight, but we are about right in between Detroit and Flint. We're about 45 minutes south of Flint and 45 minutes north of Detroit, about 4.5 hours from the Chicagoland area. So we are a mid-sized institution. We're roughly the same size as Eastern Michigan. We have about 19,000 students that currently attend OU. Majority of those obviously being undergraduate students, a little over 3,000 of those students being graduate and doctoral level students. We have an average class size of about 35 students per undergraduate course and over 300 different student organizations that students can be a part of. We are primarily a liberal arts and sciences college, so the majority of our majors are going to fall into those categories, but we do have specialized schools in engineering, computer science, business, nursing, health sciences, education, as well as a school of music, theater, and dance. So getting into a little bit about our application. So students can apply really at any time. We do not have an early application or early action deadline. We are enrolling admission and we have a completely free application. There are no waivers that you need to apply for, anything like that. It's just a free application as is. You can go to oakland.edu to do that. We are not on the common application. Our application is just on our website for students to do relatively easily. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes to do that application. We do have an essay, but it is completely optional. Students do not have to complete that to be considered. A couple of other advantages about applying to OU. We do have, like I said, rolling admission, and we are test optional for this fall 2021 semester for students who meet our admissions criteria of a 2.5 cumulative high school GPA. So we do not need the SAT or ACT score for this fall, just the high school transcript that displays your overall high school GPA. And as well as no application fees, we do not have any sort of enrollment deposit or fees that you have to pay once you start here at OU. For our freshman applicants, we're right now looking for two main things. That's going to be the online application and the transcript from your high school. That can be sent to us via, yourself. You can email it directly to me or to the school. You can request your high school to send it. Really, as long as we get your transcript, we can use that for your admission. As I mentioned, SAT and ACT scores are completely optional. If you have already taken it, we do encourage you to send the score to us. And if you plan on taking it, definitely we encourage you to send it to us as well, whether you are already admitted or not. We would love to see that score because we will be utilizing it for a couple of other things, including some scholarships and class placement and different opportunities like that. Our average student is coming in with about a 3.5 cumulative high school GPA, but we do start considering students at that 2.5 level. And as I said, test score is not required, but generally our averages for our students coming in are around an 1130 on the SAT or a 23 on the ACT. You can find more information about all our criteria at oakland.edu/future students. Cost of attendance obviously is a big part that we need to talk about when it comes to the overall cost here at OU. So we're looking at two main things: the tuition, so your classes, that cost is going to be $13,575 per year on average for our students, and around $10,639 for on-campus housing. On-campus housing is not required for students at any point during their time here at OU, unless you have a specific scholarship or grant that requires you to live on campus. But generally, it is not required, totally optional. If a student wanted to, maybe they had a family member who lived close by and they wanted to commute from that family member's house, or they wanted to get an off-campus apartment, totally doable. And that brings us to a grand total of about $24,214 per year for cost of attendance here at OU. This, of course, is before any scholarships or financial aid are applied. And another thing I want to note about this is these costs are completely inclusive, meaning we do not have any fees whatsoever here at OU. From the moment that you apply, there's no fee all the way through your 4 years here at Oakland. There's no additional fees that you need to pay. You don't have to pay a fee to, get a parking pass to park on campus, no fee to use the recreation center or the tutoring center or anything like that. It's all inclusive. If you live on campus, all inclusive. Your meal plan is included within that total cost of housing. You don't have to bring coins for laundry or anything like that. Really, the only things that you're paying for is classes, living on campus, and then, of course, any personal costs like groceries, and then you do have to pay for your textbooks. But everything else is all included within the cost that you're already paying. Now, to help with that cost, of course, there are scholarships and other financial aid opportunities that are available to students. These are our main freshman merit-based scholarships. We do have one scholarship right now that does not require an SAT or ACT score, but this is where those test scores will start coming into play. We do offer yearly scholarships. These are automatic, so students do not have to apply for these scholarships. When you apply to Oakland, you are also applying to these. These are non-competitive. So if you qualify with the merit that's listed on this chart, you get the scholarship. There's no competition that goes into it at all. So if you meet the criteria for the Distinguished Scholar Award, which is $5,500 per year, you get that scholarship. You can see, the different amounts there on the chart are all yearly amounts. So these are all 4-year yearly amounts that you can be awarded. These are not the only scholarships that we offer. These are just our main merit-based incoming freshman scholarships that you do not have to apply for, but there are some other ones that you can apply for separately through different departments on campus. We also have need-based aid and grants here. So the main one I want to point out is our Golden Grizzlies tuition guarantee. So this, of course, falls into having done the FAFSA application and making sure that that is completed when you apply to OU. We will use the estimated family contribution number that's determined by the FAFSA application, and that is basically the number that family can realistically contribute to your college education. If that falls below $8,000, we will cover any remaining balance on your tuition after that estimated family contribution is paid and after any other scholarships or awards are done. So if you get one of the scholarships and then your estimated family contribution is $1,000, that's the amount that is paid toward the tuition, and then everything else is completely covered by Oakland specifically. And that is stackable on top of the Pell grants or any state or other federal grants that you might have already qualified for too. We also have the OU Golden Grant and the OU Housing Grant, very similar. Same if you have an EFC less than $8,000. These are specific for students, though, that do have a 3.0 GPA or higher. The Golden Grant is toward tuition, another $5,000 per year for 4 years, and that is stackable with the other awards I mentioned. And then the Housing Grant, same thing, but it is specifically toward housing cost. You can find information about all of these scholarships and grants at oakland.edu/financial services. Outside of all of that, we want to stress that students have a place here at Oakland. Every student belongs here, and there's many reasons why. The first one, obviously, is that we have 140 different undergraduate programs that students can choose from here at Oakland. So there's a little bit of something for everybody. Like I mentioned, we have our liberal arts and sciences, so that's going to encompass a ton of different academic areas, whether it's physics and biology and chemistry to psychology and sociology and criminal justice, or into our School of Music, Theater, and Dance. journalism, communication. There's tons of different areas there that students can choose from, but there's also a lot of different engineering programs, computer science. We have nursing, like I mentioned. Health sciences includes nutrition and physical therapy. There's just something for everybody at Oakland, and one of the main reasons for that is because of the area we're in. Southeast Michigan is a bustling place with a lot of different industries out. We're known obviously for automotive, but there are a lot of different industries, whether it's healthcare or automotive or aerospace. There's tons of different industries that students can be a part of, and all of those industries need different types of employees. So that is one of the reasons we like to diversify the amount of majors and programs that we offer. We also like to consider that we have a very personalized classroom experience for students. We like to keep our class sizes a little bit smaller, like my two colleagues have said before. We want to keep those class sizes smaller so that you have that interaction with your faculty and with your peers, that you can make sure that you're learning and getting the environment that you need to learn. We don't want to have you in huge lecture halls where you're going to feel like a face in the crowd. You are a real student here at Oakland. We want you to be able to learn day by day. We do have a thriving student life. As I mentioned earlier, we have over 300 different student organizations. Those are ranging in areas, whether it is Greek life. We have 17 fraternities and sororities offered at OU. We have religious and faith-based organizations, academic clubs and organizations. We have club sports. There's a juggling club. There's a little bit of something for everybody. And you can start your own club at Oakland too if you don't find something that you like. We do have 18 Division I men's and women's athletic teams, ranging in all of the major sports areas except for football. We do not have a D1 football team, but we do have a football club that students can still play in and travel and play against other teams. That player there, that's Kendrick Nunn. He graduated from Oakland a couple years ago and just played for the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals, and is from Chicago as well. So that was very cool for Kendrick to be there and for us to have him there as well. And like I mentioned, we do have over 19,000 students that attend OU, so it is a thriving campus life all year round, and you can find out more about that at oakland.edu/campuslife. Living on campus, as I mentioned, is not required, but we do encourage students, especially from further away, to consider living in one of our 7 different residence halls or 2 student apartment complexes. We have about 3,400 students living on campus, so obviously that number is a lot smaller than the total number of students that attend OU. And one way I like to pose that to students is, you have the big school feel. You are going to a school with a ton of students at it, but if you are like me, when I was a student at Oakland a couple years ago, I wanted to go to a big school, but I also didn't want to go to a school that was way too big, but I also didn't want to go to a school that was super small. So it's a really good middle ground, being able to go to class every day and feel like you're at a big school, and then coming back to your room and having a much tighter knit, close community around you. Around our surrounding area, like I mentioned, we're close to Flint and Detroit, but we do have a lot of things just within the immediate radius of campus. We have Meadowbrook Music Amphitheater that is on campus that artists perform at throughout the summer and fall, and we have a spring concert there every year. I think the last concert we had there was Nick Jonas, and that's specifically for students to go to from OU, obviously when there's not a pandemic going on, so hopefully that'll be back open again soon. And then we have Meadowbrook Mansion, which is also on campus. That was the home of our founder, Matilda Dodge Wilson. She was married to one of the Dodge brothers from the Dodge Motor Company, and that is a National Historic Landmark and a museum that students can go to. We have tons of nature and nature preserves and hiking and biking trails all around us, and downtown Rochester is a great little community and a great little place to go grab a bite to eat or go shopping when you're not in class. A couple of points of pride as I finish up here. We are the #1 safest public university in the state of Michigan and top 5 in the entire country. And last year we were ranked as the #1 LGBTQ+ inclusive university in the state of Michigan. We have a lot of different resources and initiatives for students to utilize. We want to make sure that students are as accommodated as possible while they're here at Oakland. They're not just coming here to get their degree and go home. They're here to embrace a new life for themselves and become a functioning member of society in a number of different ways. So we want to make sure you have the resources and the support to become the person that you want to be and that you think is going to be best for your future. Again, we're always here to help, so my information is listed here, as well as that QR code again to scan, but you can find my information pretty easily on oakland.edu/future students. And if you're interested, we do have some smaller on-campus tours that are occurring and other online virtual events that we're holding throughout the fall as well. So you can look at all of those at oakland.edu/visit. You can also follow us on social media if you want. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that. But that about wraps up my portion for me. And I think, I'm not sure if there's any questions or anything in the chat, but I will stop sharing now. And then if there are any, we can answer those. But otherwise, I think we're all set.
So I don't see any questions in the chat, but sometimes we've had, when we've done these events, there have been some questions that we've just kind of thrown out there just to let you know. And we'll just kind of give you a thumbs up if it's true of us. Does that sound good, Andrew and Tracy?
Yeah.
So are you test optional? We all said yes, right? All right. You offer on-campus housing? Yes. Are you required to live in on-campus housing as a freshman?
Yes.
Not Oakland, okay. Scholarships are available? Yes. On-campus visits, even if they're modified visits, are those available right now? All right, good deal. Can you have a car on campus as a freshman? All right, good deal. Let's see, what else do I have on the list? Do you have an honors college or an honors program? All right, and I think that was it. Those are some of the most common questions that we know that we get from different presentations, and just thought I'd throw them out there. So,
Thank you.
No, that's awesome. I like it.
Any last questions from those who are watching, or I guess we're just going to jump back to the facilitator.
Well, thank you, Eastern Michigan schools, Eastern Michigan University, Kettering, and Oakland, for presenting this opportunity to our Illinois students. And thank you all for participating. Those of you who are watching live, please take a moment to do a quick 4-question survey after we end. Please consider signing up for more sessions, and a recording of this session and all sessions will be available at iacac.org. Thank you all very much for joining us. Thank you very much to our presenters. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.